Hello everyone, this is Crypto BitLaw, here with another blockchain legal brief, and today we're going to discuss how Coinbase is facing a class action lawsuit regarding the sale of unstable stablecoins. But before we dive in, please, if you like this content, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. And with that said, let's jump right on in. Alright, so we can see here, Cointelegraph reports Coinbase is facing class action suits over unstable stablecoins, GYEN and TerraUSD. The cryptocurrency exchange is accused of failing to do due diligence, among other things, after users lost large sums as a result of the depegging of stablecoins. They say a class action lawsuit was filed against Coinbase on Thursday, claiming the trading platform was negligent in its listing of the TerraUSD stablecoin and alleging that it failed to disclose its financial relationship with Terraform Labs. This is the second class action suit outstanding against Coinbase. A suit was filed last month in connection with the depegging of GYEN in November, and we covered that when that story broke. You could check that out in our video archive if you'd like to learn more. Thursday's suit alleges Coinbase was negligent for failing to conduct due diligence of Terraform Labs before it listed TerraUSD and misrepresenting TerraUSD's risk as an algorithmic stablecoin. The suit compares the information on stablecoins provided by trading platforms Robinhood, Gemini, and Kraken to that of Coinbase, and concluded that, quote, rather than disclose the nature of TerraUSD as uncollateralized, controlled by an algorithm, and highly risky, Coinbase passed it off as just another stablecoin, end quote. The suit also claims Coinbase Ventures, the investment arm of the company, was one of the largest backers of Terraform Labs, and that additional motivation for the company not to disclose TerraUSD's volatility. The plaintiffs and classes in the case are being represented by law firms Milberg, Coleman, Bryson, Phillips, Grossman, and Erickson, Kramer, and Osborne. That's a lot of names. The latter firm is also representing the plaintiffs in a case filed against Coinbase and GMO-Z.com Trust on May 13th, related to the depegging of the Japanese yen-pegged GYEN stablecoin in November. The GYEN shot up in value, then dropped precipitously a week after being listed on Coinbase, causing the platform to freeze some users' accounts. Some users also lost money, quote, untold millions, according to the suit, during the incident. The suit claims GMO-Z.com failed in its duties to the plaintiffs and the class in several ways, beginning with the design of the stablecoin. Coinbase is claimed to have engaged in negligent misrepresentation and failure to use reasonable care in listing GYEN despite a reasonably foreseeable risk of depegging. So yeah, I mean, all in all, it's not really surprising that these exchanges that listed these unstable stablecoins are being sued en masse for their actions in listing these stablecoins. It's first there was this GYEN, and we covered that. Then I guess it was undoubted after the Terra collapse, there was going to be a wave of lawsuits against exchanges that listed these unstable stablecoins. And I guess, I've said it before with a lot of these class action lawsuits. A lot of times it really doesn't matter whether or not the plaintiffs are going to prevail on the merits. If they could put enough pressure on the defendant in order to eke out a settlement, then that's a victory. That's a win. I think what we have now is probably just a precursor to what is going to come for, at least in Coinbase's situation, for other exchanges that listed GYEN or TerraUSD, for example. I don't know whether off the top of my head Binance US listed Terra. I think CZ and Binance, they were an investor in the project and they lost a lot of money, so it only makes sense that they would have listed Terra. But if that's the case, I think it's almost assured that they're going to be one of the next parties that are going to be named in one of these class action lawsuits. So I think it also touches at the fundamental crux of one of the main issues why we really haven't seen a bounce in this market yet. I was on one of these Twitter spaces the other night talking to people about why this market really hasn't come back. For example, Bitcoin. The thing dropped to 30, and then it went to 28, and down to 25, and down to 23, and then plunged through 20. and then ultimately hit 17 and took like a minor, what I would assume, kind of dead cat bounce back up. And all along the ride down, there was no one stepping in to save this thing. Institutional investors are looking at this like, hey, Bitcoin went from 30K to 17K in about, a month. All right. They're not looking at it like, oh, this is my opportunity to start stacking sats. It's like, oh my God, this thing went from 30 to 17 in about a month. They're looking at this whole industry like it's a flaming dumpster fire. And when you tack on the incestuous nature of things like Three Arrows Capital and what's going on with Mashinsky and Celsius, I mean, no wonder big institutional money doesn't want to touch this with a 10-foot pole. That is until regulation comes. And I think regulation is going to be, the great equalizer that will prevent crap like this from happening, from grifters like Do Kwon from coming in here and unleashing this multi-billion-dollar grift onto the whole industry, causing irreparable damage that pretty much, it's, what's that word, contagion, that, spawned a big part of this contagion. So take that for what you will. Hopefully things clear themselves up sooner rather than later, because I know that there's a lot of pain out there and a lot of people hurting. But my advice is don't try to catch the falling knife. Wait for someone else to try to step in and catch the knife, and then, as they say, swim with the whales, ride the wave back up on their backs. And so with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this content. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. And with that said, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you all in the next video.